Hi, it's Mitch from PickDawgz.com here with your free pick in the Mets versus Nationals Major League Baseball matchup on Saturday, April 24th, 2021. Of course, here on YouTube, I do more free pick videos than anyone, so be sure to subscribe to our channel. Let's get to this one between the Mets and the Nationals. Marcus Stroman on the mound here for the Mets. Joe Ross on the mound for the Nationals. Looks like the Mets have caught the top half. The Nats have caught the top half of the Mets rotation. Stroman was lights out last time in Colorado. Watch that game, and he was, almost unhittable at Coors Field. See if he can do the same here. Joe Ross got off to a really hot start to the season, but last time out, he looked like the old Joe Ross, 10 hits, 10 runs against the St. Louis Cardinals. You know, the Nationals, them and the Mets, both these teams have just not played as many games as everybody else. The Mets, of course, have played the fewest. 7 of their games have already been postponed, but the Mets are pretty good at home so far this season, and the Nationals, they have struggled on the road, and that is a little bit of the problem for these two teams. Offensively, the Mets' bats just don't get maximum productivity out of the hits that they get. They just leave a ton of guys on base and, have been, pretty much the New York Mets. Meanwhile, the Nationals, a little bit better efficiency, 5th in team batting average at .253. And defensively, teams bat just .225 against both these teams. So neither of these teams allowing much, and the Mets, of course, not allowing a ton of home runs, while the Nationals allow the most home runs. I have to say that, it's just one of those situations where minus 200 just seems to be like a ridiculously high price. Stroman is a good pitcher, but the issue is the Mets bullpen. I have very little faith in these guys. And while we've seen them, shut some guys down, and, 2.93 looks great on paper, we know all about the Mets bullpen, and we have seen them in action, and, how many times have they absolutely roasted us. I could see this being a fairly low-scoring game going into the late innings, and I could see the Mets bullpen just letting the floodgates open. I'm going to take the Nationals here nearly 2-1 on our money. I see the value, and that's going to be my free pick. Of course, if you're wondering who the top handicappers in the world have on today's games, head on over to pickdawgz.com, click on the Premium Picks tab.